We all made it.
Hello.
Yes, we did.
Are we live?
I hope so.
Yes.
It says streaming started. You are in
Yeah,
a live
that's what I figured.
Okay.
Good.
Well, I'm trying to share this thing out. Now I am being limited to 3 groups.
Oh, jeez.
Discard.
Oh man, this is so frustrating with one stream. Oh,
No, this isn't a one stream thing.
it's not? Okay.
No, this is the actual. Hello.
Hello.
What was that?
What?
Didn't notice anything.
You didn't hear it?
No,
No.
I didn't hear anything.
What, was it a little crack?
Yeah.
Or something? Oh.
I swear I didn't hear it myself for some reason.
No.
Didn't? Somebody press a button?
No.
Not me.
It would show up on the screen if we did.
Let's see. Okay, so I got that.
You know, I'm sitting here looking at everybody. And as long as we've been doing this, when you watch the intro, just how much every one of us have changed.
Yeah.
Jeremy, you're going to do like side by side images of
No, let's
before
not,
and
no.
after.
That is
No.
so gross.
We are good.
Good. Yeah, I probably should. Okay. So we are live on the Facebook page. So that's important.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. What's wrong now?
Okay, so
I didn't do it.
yeah.
Yeah, she did.
All channels.
Hi.
Okay, so I see that we have 2 comments.
Yep. Cat Hobson just commented. So hello,
I can't
Kat.
see comments, guys. Sorry.
I think they're looking
Yeah,
on their phone.
I'm looking on my phone.
Oh,
Okay, so we have 2 comments. One from Catherine.
happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Okay, so here's what's going on now. On my screen, see, I've got 3, but I've got 2 screens dedicated just for this show. This one right here is the one where all of us are here. Not a single comment is coming up under the live, even though I've connected. On this screen over here, I have the unified chat turned on. And I am trying to click on these comments, but they're not showing up over here.
Oh my God.
Well, and I saw something about saying something about unified chat, but I never saw unified chat anywhere on mine.
Yeah.
Let's see if this will go through on. Yeah, that works on the private chat. So
Yeah,
I
it
don't
does. I remember when you do it on the private chat.
So how was Don able to display comments?
I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea how he did that.
we need to talk to him. I don't know.
And I will say one other thing too. When he showed the comments,
Here we
really
go.
hard to see them. Like the text is so small. You have to basically move up to your screen to read them.
Okay. I can now see that we have viewers.
See, we don't see that.
Yeah, that I don't know why it doesn't do that. But over here, I clicked on something and it's bringing up people who are watching right now. We got 4 on the Facebook page, 1 on the Things YouTube page, and 1 on the Supernatural Talk YouTube page.
Cat's asking about like what application are we using? We're using OneStream.
Yeah. And Cat is showing up as Facebook user on my end.
Okay.
Asking how many. I'm not sure what she means by how many.
Probably how many viewers?
Okay.
Huh. I wonder if. Oh, okay. I thought maybe we could share from here, but it just says share screen. We don't want to share screen.
I'm about to say, I was going to ask you, so is that like, if you hit that, can you share it straight to your Facebook page there? Or is that
Yeah.
share it for other people to come on?
No, it shares, like you can like share the screen.
Oh, like when we want to see Nick's 20,000 tabs open.
Yep, that's it.
If you want to see Nick 20,000 times, just click on his Facebook page and he'll have 20,000 podcasts that he's on.
Well, see, it'll say choose what to share with app with members or Facebook. Okay, what if I click Facebook?
Well, just make sure you don't have any dirty photos up.
Yeah, I'm looking. Choose what to share with app OneStream Live. The site will be able to see the content of your screen. Okay. Okay. So I can, this is the other screen. So let's see what it does.
Adria Clayton started sharing screen share.
But it's not showing up anything, is it?
Nope.
Let's see. No, it does not show it. It has it over here on the left-hand side under me, but it's not showing anything.
All right, who's our computer savvy people?
Jeremy?
Well, someone better than Jeremy on tech savviness.
Yeah, I'm baffled by this. I don't understand
Yeah, I
why
know.
nothing is showing up over here. I've got the comments turned on and it's showing up on this screen under the unified chat tab, but nothing is showing up here. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely not going to renew OneStream when my monthly term comes up.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh, it does show you that.
Yeah. It shows,
Yeah, I feel like I had a work meet when I saw that.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
but
And what
Jeremy,
happens if you stop Cam?
So I see on here, okay, now everybody on Facebook is showing up as Facebook user.
That's weird.
That sucks.
Somebody said hi to all of us.
all right, hey guys, I really tried to be on tonight, but I got my daddy's hospital called me, so I'm gonna try to log back on later if it doesn't take too long. The VA's calling me, so it's probably my daddy.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay, that was Chris who was saying hello to everybody.
What's up, Chris?
Carl is on the YouTube page. And why show messages from all channels? I've got that selected. Okay, let's try. Wait a minute. The network page isn't even listed on here.
Seriously?
Yeah.
See that I'm trying to look at all the different destinations right now, and jeez, yeah, I'm just as frustrated about this as you are.
See, on this is showing. Well, okay, I'm on the Facebook page, and it is showing us live and showing that we have 5 people on.
Yeah. Hey, Robert. Robert White is watching.
But yet on here for show messages from, it's not even up there.
Oh, jeez.
Well, folks, welcome to another screwed up edition of Supernatural Talk. For a moment there, we did have a special guest, Eileen.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was leaving, though.
No, either.
Yeah, she said she got a call from the VA, which is her dad.
So
Okay, I do see it on here. Okay, perfect. So at least I can see. Well, I don't know if I can mute it if I do that though. Yeah, I can. Yeah, see. It's not going to do what I want it to do. There. Now maybe I can see the comments.
I still haven't figured out how to see them. Other than the personal chat.
and Tom has put in a whole bunch of emojis, but on my end, it's actually spelling out the emojis. Face, tongue out, face, body, blue raised, cat, white eyes, blue.
Okay.
Him over.
If somebody's on the network page, I can see it.
How did you do it, Adrian?
I use the other screen to
Oh,
log.
see, I
just mute it and be able to look at it.
see. Unfortunately, I mean, obviously, I'm just using the laptop right now, so I guess that's beyond my capability.
Robert, are you getting snow?
I haven't heard about these.
Oh, I know
I'm
we
just gonna
are.
have to- yeah, I'm just gonna have to look at comments through my phone for now.
Yeah, we got snow yesterday morning when I woke up. There was snow.
Yeah, I heard you guys really got snowed in.
Oh no, that was way up by the mountains, the foothills. We just got a dusting and it was gone. But today I got to watch it snow. Nothing stuck, but it was cool to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
That's good enough for me.
Now I see Tom, Chris on the YouTube page.
Okay. I
But
can see
no
Chris
Carl.
on things.
Robert
must-
said no snow down here. It's too damn hot.
Yeah.
I figured.
Yeah, we're traveling tomorrow. So, and
Where
it's
you
supposed to be Kansas. We're going to
I
go
was about
see. It's the youngest grandbaby's first birthday. So,
Oh, nice. Which area of Kansas?
Garden City, Lakin.
Oh, Garden City. Okay.
Yeah, that's where Zach and I grew up.
That's awesome.
Isn't that the one that's like way out in the boonies?
No. Well, yeah, she lives in a town of probably 200 people.
So it's like
real small town.
is it like basically one of those rural towns then?
Yeah.
Oh, I
But
just looked it up.
It
It's not
doesn't even qualify for rural.
Yeah.
but Garden City is not, and it's twice as big as when we left. I can't even drive in that town anymore. I used to walk it.
I just looked it up. I can see it's not too far from the Kansas Oklahoma border.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so it's southwest Kansas. Okay.
Yeah. Veneta, Oklahoma is where I used to live. In the Garden City, Veneta, Oklahoma. Garden City, though, did have two large beef plants, IBP and Kansas Beef. Now it has one, I believe, but it's just turned into just industrial. And there's still one road there that is just little brick lined, like the original brick road. And it's in front of the church we used to go to.
Wow.
I really like those brick roads when you can see them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have to take a picture when we're there because we're actually staying in Garden because when Zach got a divorce from his first wife and had his oldest son, they lived in Garden. So he would go from here to Garden to go pick him up and he'd go stay. And he's got a lifetime single rate to this motel. So they charge like $65 a night. It's not that now, but that's what they charge him. So that's where we're going to stay while we're there.
We have a town that's only about 20 minutes away from where I live, a town called Wilmette, and it's a very historic town area. A lot of what you see is original. There's a lot of big mansions, a lot of history too. That's also where Northern University is located. And
Okay.
I guess in keeping with the history of that town, some of the roads, including some in the neighborhood, are brick cobblestone roads as well.
Wow. Yeah, this is just brick, but
Yeah,
the brick road runs where the old train depot was, which it is still called the train depot, and the original building's still there, but it's really, really neat. And of course, when we lived there, we didn't realize how neat it really was. And now I will take pictures, while we're there and kind of show you the history. Nick, if you don't turn that flashing light off, somebody with epilepsy is going to have a seizure watching this show.
It's those lights that he's got in front of him.
what's that?
It's those lights that he's got in front of him.
It's
Because I can see the reflection off of his American Haunted Library series poster.
Yeah.
That's where it's
I put up the Thanksgiving lights.
turn them off.
I
At
can
least
do that.
it's
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, believe it or not, I got Thanksgiving related stuff. Unlike everybody else that's putting their Christmas decorations up right
Nope.
now, we're actually being
Nope. I know.
Well, what?
No. I am not putting up Christmas yet. No way.
That's why I
I've
got Thanksgiving
all of
stuff.
my Christmas stuff out on the table and on the couch, ready for me to start putting them up.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing it till after Thanksgiving. Well, we're going to have Christmas in January after New Year's because that's when everybody can get here. And honestly, number one, Jesus wasn't born in December.
Yep.
So I'm not, being absurd with that. And number two, Christmas is when family can get here.
That's
So
understandable.
it's going to be the 4th of January because I think we're going to have almost all the kids here at that point, all but 2. Wow, that's awful. All but 2. We have too many kids. But we're going to have everybody here, and then we're going to drive to Wichita for the youngest girl's wedding dress fitting. And we're hoping that my brother can come. He has never got to spend a Christmas with us. I was adopted. He's the one right under me from my mom. And that's going to be interesting, to say the least, because he's probably 20 shades darker than I am. And when my sister and I go somewhere, they're like, that is not your sister. not blood. Yeah, yeah, she is. So yeah, that's going to be very interesting to finally have my family here.
Well, the fact that you guys are also doing it in early January, I mean, that is still considered the Christmas holiday season then, because like in this case, like by the church, if you will, because 12 days of Christmas. So it definitely makes sense to me that you guys are doing it in early January.
Yeah, that's just when everybody can get here. And luckily, it's going to work out fine because number one, the Christmas sales are going to go off. As soon as, what was that I just saw come across there? I don't know. Something came across there with a green check mark and went away, and I just don't know what it was.
That was, here we go. Here we go.
What happened?
Oh, the comments. There we go. Now we got them.
You do. Yay.
I figured out why.
How did you do it?
What you saw flashing across your screen was me taking off the destination to my Facebook profile. So because for whatever reason, comment on not coming in from Facebook profiles on StreamYard, it's the same way with one. So
get your nose out the microphone.
I was wondering what the hell that noise was.
Oh, she's loud when she does that.
That is loud as hell.
Imagine that in your ear at midnight.
Did she sneeze or what did she do?
No, she was like, it's the boxer in her.
That's funny as hell.
Okay, so because it was streaming to my Facebook profile, it wasn't picking up the comments from there.
Hey, I can see Jan.
That it was keeping comments from all the other pages from coming up.
Okay.
Now everything has shown up. That's okay. So now we know we cannot stream to any personal profiles.
Well, we will not then.
I'm sorry. That was just, I don't know why I find that so funny.
Wally snores during the shows, yeah. Yeah, well, they all come say hi to me at some point, but usually not so loud.
Yeah, I was going to say it's the first time I heard her make that kind of noise.
Oh, here's the last one that has to come say hi.
Stop chatting. Stop chatting. Hey, the reason being is because every time one of you guys send a message, it brings up a thing here on my screen, and it's annoying as hell. It doesn't do that. I'm using Chrome for this. This is the reason. This is the only way I'm able to get on here using my computer.
I think that's what I'm using.
Just want to say that Jan, she just wrote this saying that I came on right as she did that. Perfect timing, Jan.
Okay, you're good. You smell. You smell. You smell. I love you too. You smell. Please get down. Please. Honey, you stink.
Did she ever get any baths of any sort?
Yeah, he gets in the shower. It's hilarious because he's the biggest baby and you got to hold him in there.
My sister's dog, Mabel, the one you guys have seen pictures, and she gets in the shower too.
Did you eat shit? You stink.
She needs a bath.
Oh, honey. Not this weekend. I'm sorry.
Whoa. That was quite a move.
he saw Rose come in and wants to play.
Robert's like bath time.
Yeah, it's bath time for me now. Yeah, he don't smell good.
Okay. So
But
everybody
he is also
checking
my
on
one that
Facebook is showing up as Facebook user.
it still is.
Are you two seeing the chat on this screen?
No,
No, I can't see it. I'm looking on the phone at comments.
me too. I'm looking on the screen.
Okay.
Pickle Tom is watching.
Yeah, we are in a pickle and it's annoying as hell.
Yeah, I know we really are, and we're not talking about a bump on a pickle. We're literally in the pickle.
What? Whoa! Where did you go with that?
I had to make a joke about it.
Okay.
We're gonna leave that there.
All right. Okay, Adrian, say something in the chat, the supernatural chat. I want to see if it brings something up on my screen.
Did it work?
Nothing's come up so far.
Okay, it's in there.
Okay.
Okay, resume chatting.
Yeah, and it's not dinging anymore either.
No. Well, I ended up having to close the screen, but that's what I don't understand. The screen that had that chat on was Firefox. I was getting the notifications on Chrome. That should not have been happening.
Oh,
There it is.
So frustrating.
You heard that, right?
Yes, I did, loud and clear.
There it is.
and that time it didn't do it.
Tom's asking for the issues are browser based.
Go to turn off all notifications for Chrome. Okay. There we go. That should work.
Tickle the pickle with a nickel.
I hope. Okay. So we are 30 minutes into the show.
Yeah.
And still haven't figured out the whole issue.
Yep.
Well, I figured out the chat issue. So I got that far.
Yeah.
That means I need to make a change for tomorrow's show. Which, by the way, tomorrow I am bringing back the 13th Dimension
Right.
limited
Awesome.
series, and I was actually going to bring it back last week. Robert Murphy was going to be my first guest, but he ended up getting sick, so he wasn't able to do it. And which is sad because he just got married on Halloween night.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then he gets sick the next day. He messaged me 4 hours before showtime. Hey, dude, I'm getting real bad over here. And my first thought was, what the hell did you do? You only got married on the night before, and now you're coming down sick? He ended up canceling his Sunday show because he was sick.
Oh man.
Yeah, around all the people. I expect we'll come home with something too. Jan is pretty sick. Her whole family's sick.
Oh really?
No.
Like right now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah, Abby started with a fever off and on yesterday, but she was acting fine. Just the fever I'm sure when it hit, she went down. But yeah, they all
Jeez.
have COVID.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I figure it's going to go around just like the flu does every year. It's
Yeah,
going
it
to go
does.
around.
Yeah, that's something I'm concerned about because if you guys remember last year, I got COVID in December, pretty
Mhm.
close to Christmas. I mean, I was glad it ended before Christmas arrived, but still, that's something I'm really concerned about because I'm trying not to think about it. Usually during late November, early December is when I get sick, unfortunately.
Well, I tell you what, and it hits everybody different, but when we got COVID, it wasn't so bad. I mean, it made you a little tired, and on, whatever. But when that bird flu hit, that's when we wanted to just die. That's it, done.
Yeah.
Because that kicks your butt.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I've never had the bird flu ever. And where we got it, I have no clue.
I honestly didn't know that it was still kind of a thing, honestly, because it's been many years since I've heard about bird flu.
Oh, it's made a huge comeback, and I'm telling you, it takes you down hard. It's like you'll sleep, and it's not like you're sick, to your stomach or any of that, but you just a headache and you just want to sleep, just like COVID does.
Yep.
You want to sleep, and then you sleep for however many hours, and you're like, okay, I'm going to get up and do something. I've got a little bit of energy. You get up 5 minutes and you're back down because it says, nope, the energy you thought you had. No, you do not.
Wow.
Tom said he got COVID from an urgent care while getting staples in his head last year.
Oh, geez.
Last time I was on this show, I was coming down with a severe sinus infection.
Yeah.
That was
Robert's like,
those are terrible.
They are. Robert just said,
was that the next day I had to go set up for the Para-Unity convention. And then the day after that, I had to be there for Para-Unity. I'm like, jeez.
Had to happen at the worst time.
I know. Usually I get hit right after Christmas.
See, I got it before Christmas.
I usually don't get sick, but I tell you what, anymore. And they asked me, it was funny. They asked me at the doctor's appointment, so it's flu shot time. Do you want your flu shot?
No.
No, I do not.
No.
And he was like, I don't blame you. And he said, I wouldn't take it either if I didn't work here.
Ironically, I actually got my flu shot 2 months ago.
But when a nurse tells you that they wouldn't do it?
No, well, no, it was different. It was different for me because it was not just myself. That was my parents were getting it too.
Oh, well, I'm sure families get them together. But when a nurse tells me, no, I wouldn't do it either if I didn't have to. Nope. No, I am not.
I have never gotten the flu shot. In fact, I was just asked the other day if I wanted it when I went to go pick up some prescriptions, and they asked me, "Hey, is that time of year? Do you want ready? You're eligible for free flu shots. You want it?" No.
Yeah, no. Nope.
Tom, it's gonna say like what everyone's saying right now. I'll tell you what. After what you said, Adrian, I said it quietly, actually. So when you said that,
you forgot to put the redneck twang in it.
That's Hank Hill, though, from King of the Hill. So I'll tell you what. I was offered a shot. And I wasn't going to get it.
Somebody here is about to. I'm guessing that's Carl.
Tom said, I didn't get a flu shot, but I did get a tequila shot.
You know what? If tequila will kill germs, because that's what they used to make sanitizer out of when they didn't have anything. If it'll kill it outside, it'll kill it inside. We're good.
Hey, Irene. Irene's watching.
So the stuff that is in sanitizer is also in a drink.
Yes.
Yep.
They used tequila, those funky smelling sanitizers during that time in
Yep.
2021. It was mass produced with tequila.
Wow.
Somehow that does not make me feel better about it.
I don't blame you.
Well, it's just like in ice cream. I found out my first day at the ice cream plant that the vanilla that they use is flammable.
Seriously?
Well, real vanilla extract probably would not be, but when they go to put the alcohol in the vanilla extract, it is.
Tom Robert said, disinfectant indeed. Tom said, I will still drink it though.
It just makes my clothes fall off.
Yeah, hey Joanne. Yeah, I just saw that.
Okay, so
Isn't that in a
I'm going
song?
to tell you a story about that one. That band was playing when I was early 30s. That band was playing in our hometown. That one and Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy.
Big and Rich.
Yeah, so I have my kids with me, and they're, of course, down here. You know, they're less than waist level at that point. And I'm up on shoulders and front row. I'm going to tell you what, Big and Rich knows what my boobs look like.
I'll tell you what.
Well, actually, back then, I'm not sure I had much, but, you know.
Tom's like, so don't fart near an open flame after eating vanilla ice cream.
Or shooting tequila.
Yep.
Oh, he switched over from YouTube then.
Yeah, I can see him. Actually, I could see him on this one the same time you could see him.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was was
The
Chris.
thing is, I can see everything depending on what destination is coming from.
I can only see Things Network.
Right.
I see Robert, Tom, Catherine, Joanne.
That's what I'm looking
Robert.
at.
They're all showing up as Facebook user for me. So I wonder if it's the same way on StreamYard that you have to give one stream permission to display your name.
Robert, I was going to say this. I was going to say this earlier. Robert said, Oprah browser, you get a browser, you get a browser, everybody gets a browser.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
He also said, too, and this is in response to COVID, he said that Christmas shopping is probably where it gets transmitted the most.
I'm
So,
sure. You know,
yeah.
I
I'm
believe that.
not surprised.
I wouldn't be. Because
Or
he said,
going shopping, period, at the grocery
Yep.
store.
hey, Mimi. Mimi's watching. He also said, too, that he got COVID at the hospital while looking after his mom when she was in there. He had to stay with her at that time.
Hospital is the worst. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Doctor's office. I'll tell you what. Nope. I'm good.
Cool.
I'm going to hit you. Yeah. So, I'm hoping we don't bring this home from the party because I don't need any time off. We're hitting peak season, which is going to be overtime every day. I already work 10 hours a day. I'll be working 50 hours a week at that point. But
So
it's okay.
that means you'll be working on Friday.
Yes. Yep. They don't do mandatory overtime anymore, but you can volunteer for overtime. It's overtime. I'll take it. I mean, how hard is it to sit on your behind?
Well,
And get paid for it. Now, the people yelling and cussing and acting a fool is a whole different story, but you know, we have safeguards for that. You can't be professional, call back when you can, click.
now there is something I kind of want to lead into. I'm almost afraid to after seeing what's been showing up on my news feeds. But Nick, I do have to ask you.
I don't open it anymore.
Yeah, it's been bad. Nick, I do have to ask you. I saw something today that there's some sort of a protest over Trump's reelection, and
There
I
is.
wanted to know what you knew about that. Is it a peaceful protest, or are they threatening riots? Do you know anything?
I honestly really don't know.
They're not threatening riots.
That was I didn't really get to see very many details of it, so I'm still partially unaware. But from what I did hear was, I don't think it's violent or anything like that. I think it's just a lot of opposition. Just of course, they have it near the Trump Tower in the downtown area. So, but yeah, I don't. As far as I know, I haven't heard anything about violence. Huh?
I forgot that there's a Trump Tower there.
Yes, there is. There is one there. There is one here.
It is not. It is not so much. I mean, it is a protest against that, but it is.
We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, we knew. Well, the way how I see it too is, even though Chicago does have its share of violence, but mostly with gang violence, of course. A lot of the people that live throughout the city, I think they probably would know better than to riot our city.
I know they wouldn't.
Yeah, but
depending on
there were riots everywhere.
Yeah.
There are, but the people that are involved in this, I know for a fact, because I'm sure there's even people I know that are taking part in this too, that wouldn't riot or anything like that. At least in my opinion.
Did you see the video of the celebrities from across the world, the women?
No, I haven't seen it. See, honestly, after this whole thing with the election, I mean, I was really beaten up from it. I didn't watch any news for a while.
Oh, it wasn't on the news. This ain't gonna make news. But it was all the celebrities in other countries, and even like what you would call queens, whatever, in other countries, and they were saying we stand with the women in America, and that's kind of, it was going with the protests, and that's pretty much what the protests are over, is the women's rights. It's the part where the women, it was the families of that started it. It was the families of the women or the women themselves who had gotten pregnant either by, let's see, what can we say without getting in trouble? Anyway, y'all know.
Just say it.
By incest, rape.
Oh, yeah.
Things like that.
Or rape. Yeah, okay, I know. Yeah, like rape or incest, yeah.
Or the pregnancy wasn't viable and the baby was dying inside the woman and they were not able to go. A doctor would say, nope, I can't do anything about it, even though the baby's dead. Or even if it's going to kill you, I can't do anything about it. I'm not touching it because I'll go to jail. That's what they were protesting, that's going to come back. And I understand that part of the protest, but on the other, every state has this isn't federal. Every state has a right to choose what they want to do. So It's not federal. This isn't a federal mandate. This isn't a presidential mandate. This is each state. That's so, that's on that. But I understand people are scared. People are scared. People are worried. Hey, Howie.
Yeah,
I understand that, but the hatred that is spewing from both sides, it's not okay.
And that's why.
Yeah.
That's why I wrote that.
Real quick, Charles, Howie, they cannot see your comments from YouTube. They are only able to see comments from Facebook. I'm the only one who will be able to see. I
did see Howie say hi. Oh, yeah. You put it up there, didn't you?
He put it up. You could put it up there.
I'm trying to watch both. Yeah, the bad thing is, here's my stance on this. whether I agree with it, whether I do not, our country has voting. And because our country has voting, the majority spoke. To me, it was pretty close, but people say it wasn't. Okay, whatever that's fine.
It depends on how you want to look at the numbers.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me go and check on the latest numbers because they're actually still coming in. Right now, it is standing at 73.2 million votes for him and 68.8 million votes for her.
To me, that's pretty close.
It is.
It really is.
Yeah.
But the majority spoke, and no matter what side you're on, this is our laws, and we have to go with it. Whether we agree with it or not, this is it. I mean,
well, and see, that's why I wrote that post last night. Yes, expressing my disappointment, but also really trying to
exactly
make sense the best that I could and really say, I mean, I even admitted who I was going for, but I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to divide and conquer like most people wins. And I'll be honest, I was nervous of what was going to, because again, usually I try to stay off this stuff nowadays, but I just needed, as you saw in the beginning, I said I needed to get this out of my system. Yeah. I was nervous of what was going to happen when I posted this, but I was relieved, and I'm still relieved as of right now, that people from both sides agreed with me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it depends on who your friends are. It's the hatred that I'm seeing. I don't care what side it's on. Opinions, their points of view. I love seeing that. The hatred, I'm not dealing with it. It's gone. It's done.
Yeah. And when I wrote that, I actually decided to check just out of curiosity. And apparently, I guess 3 people did see that post and they unfriended me for them. And
that's
sadly,
fun.
Yeah, well, and I'm not gonna say names, but sadly, one of those people is someone that we know very well. We've had her on our show a number of times.
Well, see, when somebody unfriends me, I can't see who it is.
I actually had to unfriend somebody yesterday because he was openly saying that he wishes Donald Trump would die before the inauguration. And then when a lot of people made comments on that post, he made another comment saying that he was hoping that it was him and J.D. Vance that would die in some fiery plane crash.
I was going to say,
you know what? You're
who's the worst of
like that,
the evils here? If Trump's gone, do you really want J.D. Vance? I mean,
that's why he was saying that he's hoping that they both die at the same time.
I don't wish death on nobody.
Wait a minute.
No.
Number one, nobody has the right, whether you like a candidate or not. That does not give you the right to openly wish death on somebody.
No,
that makes you the bad person, not them.
I don't want to try to get
in trouble.
I don't want to get too much in this, but I even said, because if you guys remember, obviously, the attempted assassination from a few months ago, I even said this to my dad, and my dad agrees with me on this, saying that, again, just my personal opinion, but I would have said that, yes, I don't like him. I think he's a sick SOB, but he doesn't deserve to die.
No, he does not. Well, and that's if you believe the attempted assassination.
Well, yeah, we were actually... That's what I'm kind of getting suspicious about too. Believe it or not, I actually had a video chat with a few people because I guess I just needed some kind of closure even after all this. And among those was Joe. Joe was on with us, and he actually talked to me about some stuff that honestly I never even thought about, and now I'm kind of thinking differently since then.
Well, right now, I'm going to be honest. I will not be surprised in the least to see at least one more attempt before the inauguration.
I believe it.
Unfortunately, you're right.
Yeah, it's not surprising when it happened twice over the summer.
Here, babe.
I honestly, this is just again another personal opinion. Honestly, I think at the end of the day, I don't think it would really matter who would have gotten elected in the end. I think it probably there was going to be someone out there that was going to try to create an assassination, whether it was Trump, Harris, or even if it was somebody else.
Yeah.
It was going to happen.
Our world's crazy right now, and I don't like it.
I heard this from a movie, but at the same time, it's true. And when you, I don't remember what the movie was, but a guy says in the film, "There's a trail of blood in every city. The world has gone mad."
Tom said it really well. I hate no one. Having hate for anyone based on political view is wrong. There are people who I've stopped talking to, but they were all for personal reasons. Division of all of us due to political reasons, a tool used by the underbelly.
I did have, when I made that post last night, I did have one person that did comment that was trying to start trouble with me. And honestly, I don't even know really who this guy was, but he's like, I'm only going to read just a little bit. But he's like, I'm sorry, but this is stupid. You must be for higher prices on everything. Flight illegals, people from all over the world, including gang members and criminals. They're literally invading. And the last part I'll just read here is Larry says to me at the end, "You're an idiot."
Okay. Number one, I understand people are talking about lower food prices, lower gas prices. Guys, shit ain't going down.
No,
inflation's already happened. Inflation has nothing to do with the president. Stop.
Yeah,
the shit
really.
ain't going down. Once it's gone up, do you think a loaf of bread is going to go back down to 50 cents like it was when we were kids? I don't think so. Stop it. That has
really
nothing to do with it. I mean, I personally, and this is, it's my opinion, but it's very large, that I think people that vote should have to take a test. And that test should include what can the president do and cannot do.
Just because someone's president does not mean they actually have full control over everything, including pricing.
They do not. Now, the tariffs are going to cause a price hike. Absolutely,
Yes.
They are. But inflation, we hike these prices by voting for minimum wage to be 10 something. We did that. That's what hiked that price up in the economy. Guys, seriously need to read. Seriously need to look into what can and cannot be done by a president. Even some of the things spouted by both sides cannot actually be done.
Right.
So, we have to use common sense when we vote as well. And that is lacking. That is seriously lacking in this world.
Yes.
And research is lacking.
What was really bad this year was, and it was the same thing as 2 elections ago, when really the two choices that you have were not good.
Right.
And the first time around, it was one of those things where you can't afford to vote for a third party person.
Right.
No,
This
you
year,
couldn't.
I was planning on voting for a third party.
You're wasting your vote at that point.
And then he dropped out.
Yeah.
Yep.
He dropped out, and I thought, well, shit.
See,
This time around, I have never before, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, because I've never seen this before, and maybe I wasn't paying enough attention. But this election was very important. But a Green Party? What the hell is that?
yeah.
Green Party's been around for a long time.
Oh,
I've
yeah. It's
never
been
seen-
around for quite a
apparently
while.
I never paid attention to it.
It's usually rarely ever discussed, but there actually is pretty much a Green Party.
I
And
was like,
honestly, too,
are you
not only was it
serious?
important, when you said it was important, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys too. I mean, regardless of whoever won, I mean, I know I'm not the only one to really say this. I had, like I said, complete total anxiety from this whole
me
thing.
too.
It really messed me up. I mean, it really hit me so hard, not just from the anxiety, but also believe it or not, even from the lack of sleep. I mean, up until last night or 2 nights ago, I would say, about 2 nights ago. I mean, for the most part, prior to that, I probably hadn't slept in like a day and a half. So it made things very difficult, let alone even trying to go to work that day.
I woke up like 1 in the morning, looking at numbers.
I want to ask both of you, when you went to go vote in, how many people were on the ticket for president? Because on mine, there were 4. I had Trump, Harris, Chase Oliver, who I have no clue who he is.
I don't know who that is.
And Robert Kennedy,
Yep.
which he should not have been on there.
Yep, that's all we had too.
There was only 3: Trump, Harris, and Kennedy.
Okay. So the problem that I have with these elections is that if somebody is going to be on a ticket, you need to be on the ticket for every state, because if you're not, you haven't got a chance in hell.
Right.
Yeah. See, and some of the stuff is still kind of brand new to me, especially these
Catherine
additional
had
lists.
5.
That's what I just said. Yeah, Kat had 5, which I'm really surprised that they had 5 down in Alabama.
Okay, I am guessing that she had Trump, Harris, Oliver,
Kennedy,
Stein, and probably Kennedy.
Yeah,
That's what I'm guessing.
Okay.
I've never heard of 5 before. I've only ever seen 2 or 3.
We did not have the Green Party on ours, which is what maybe that's why. I've lived in states that have not. I don't know for sure. But when I saw that, I was looking at the app for the numbers as they were coming in,
Give me a second.
I saw the Green Party. I'm like, what the living hell is going on here?
Yeah, like I said, it's not one that you really hear very often.
The Green Party has been around for some time.
I think at least for, I could be wrong. I got to do my history research, but what I heard is that it has been around for at least 100 years.
I don't know.
Here's the problem with these independent parties is that on a national level, they haven't got a chance.
Right.
On local and state levels, yes, but when it comes
started
to
in the 60s.
national
Okay.
level, trying to become a president, it is not going to happen because the Democrats and the Republicans have got such a death hold on everything that nobody's got a chance. If you want to become a president, you must be one or the other.
Yeah, either red or blue.
Yeah.
I just don't know, regardless of my beliefs in who I thought should. I don't know where as a country we decided that voting for a felon's okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the Constitution. That's the thing.
No, it wasn't.
Or it's not in the laws that you cannot be a felon, because nobody ever thought somebody that would run for president would be a felon.
Well, and I'm not to try to sound too disturbing, and I'm not joking at the same time, but I thought to myself, geez, the fact that he's a felon, who knows? Maybe sometime in the future, next we'll probably have like a convicted sex offender being president or something.
That's not on the laws either.
I don't know my timeline, but wasn't he already the candidate when he was convicted?
He was.
He was. Yes, he was.
Okay.
He was. But now he can exonerate himself from everything except for the state level.
The way that I understand is that he can't exonerate himself at all.
No. My concern too is he probably can't exonerate. My concern is he's probably going to exonerate a lot of people who took part in the Capitol riot.
See him now. Yeah. And we may be panicking for no reason. He may be blowing at the mouth more than anything else. I don't know. But there's concern on both sides, and that is coming out in Facebook really bad.
Okay.
It took a lot of. it took a lot of people, because again, I talked to a lot of people these last 2 days, not just my parents, just really trying to get probably the best advice I could get over what happened. And a lot of it was pretty much the same, just take it day by day. But I was also still concerned about people who threatened me the last election. Like, they actually were really going at it with me. If you guys remember, it was including 2 death threats. It was scary. It was really scary.
People get stupid.
When
When it comes to elections, they get stupid, plain and simple.
their beliefs are very set into them, and their opinions, which they should be. Everybody should have their own opinion. Everybody should be set on it and be 100% in what they're thinking. But to put that on someone else or bash someone else, or to go as far as threats to someone else. My best friend and I do not agree on the political party. But you know what? We're still best friends.
Yeah,
I listen to her side. She listens to my
You're
side.
adults.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. If you guys remember, I mean, I'll just throw it out real quick. What the one death threat that really stuck to me was, again, I unintentionally had an incident with someone I think a few of you guys also knew too. And again, I was actually trying to make one of those peaceful posts too, but this person did not agree with what I was saying. And he literally said to me, I think he actually messaged me saying, if you ever speak negatively about him again, I'm going to find you and cut your tongue out so you can't speak ever again.
Okay, so okay, we're going to get off politics a minute. That right there is the post I made a couple of days ago. I have the receipts for what I said.
Yeah.
And I will say it here, the same as I said it there. If anybody is being threatened by somebody in this community, come to me. Seriously, come to me. Because what they were threatening with, and this is our paranormal community.
Yeah, and this was a paranormal person that said this to me.
Right. And this was over leaving a group. Okay. We all know people get crazy over leaving a group, because when you ask why, they're going to tell you why, and you're not going to take it very well. So, in a private chat, somebody took a picture of 2 guns.
Hey, Kate.
Sitting on a chair, and said, this one's for you. This one's for your dog. Okay. They went on to say that they were going to decapitate her dog.
Oh my God.
They put out this woman's address, where she worked, personal information. This person that did this is not the first time. But the other people are afraid to speak out. Now, this did go to the police. So it is being handled. But this person is in our Paracons. We book with this person in this community. We book their events.
And the way that I understand it is very heavily connected with one of the other paranormal networks.
Very much so.
I'm trying to think of who that could be.
Very much so. And, I have not had a problem with this person because I was not in his group. Now, if this person wants to have a problem with me, his threats will be met with the same things he's threatening with, because this girl has no problem with that. Don't go on to somebody weak. Come to me.
See,
I will meet you with that threat.
See, with what happened with me, I'm just going to throw it out, was that I got very concerned. Even though this person lived in another state, I was still very concerned with what he was saying. And I was going to report this to the police, but I figured if I called the police and reported it, saying that this was an incident on Facebook, that I would just most likely be laughed at.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not. Absolutely not, because that is a threat. Now, that is a threat. Threatening to unalive somebody is a terroristic threat.
The other threat too that I got was I don't know if you guys have ever heard, because they said he and several others were going to come looking for me to have what's called a boot party. You guys know what that is?
A what?
I don't.
A boot party. That's it. Believe it or not, it's more common than you think. They show it a lot in gang and crime movies all the time. That's basically where you have a whole bunch of people who basically beat the shit out of you by kicking you with either steel-toed shoes or steel-toed boots. Hence the name of boot party.
None of that's okay.
Yeah, they wanted it. There was quite a few of them.
Actually, Nick, that actually sounds like something that they used to do. Well, similar to what they used to do at boot camp for the Marines.
Yeah.
It sounds like it, but
I'm
it's completely.
sending-
That's just what the term is. That's just what the term is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember speaking at one point, and again, I was attacked with threats of mental, physical, emotional, and physical violence. And generally, it was quite a few of them. Again, like I said, I would probably say about 10 to 15 of them had threatened that they were going to throw a boot party on me.
And see, that's where we are standing up in this community. Those people are not going to be here. Now, they can have their own little clique wherever it is they want, but it's not going to be with us. I'm sending the pictures, guys, in the group of what was said and who it was.
Yeah, and it turned out is that he's actually co-owner of
Yes.
this other network, which is actually really, really concerning, because we are all good friends with the other founder of that group, of that network.
I don't know who the other founder is, but I'm going to tell you what. There is a few of us, and Mimi, she'll tell you, there's a few of us that will meet him with the same force.
That could have happened too with me. I mean, if people are threatening, in this case, to throw a boot party, I already knew that there was going to be other people that, like, whether it was you guys or anyone else in this community, they would have met the same thing as well.
They're going to threaten me with some of those little fun poppers. I have a few of my own. And if you think you're going to come to my house, thanks for giving me the warning. I'll be standing outside. I mean, come on. Come on, people. Seriously? If you're telling somebody you're on your way, I promise you you're not.
Well, not to mention that they're saying this from other states too.
Yeah. I don't know if he was in the same state as his victim. I don't know that part.
Yeah, it was, like I said, it got
All right,
a control for me too, and I wasn't sure what to do. But like I said, in this case, though, I'm just glad that most people have decided to stay and still be friends with me. Again, after what everybody said last night, clear response, like, and again, I'm not trying to say this as a way of fame or anything. I think just with everybody that commented on what I said last night, everybody knew that, being in this paranormal field for such a long time, it was almost like the message was kind of clear for some of these people saying, leaving you guys for who you voted for. It's like, we don't want to leave you. What would we do without you then? So it's obvious that
when it comes to the political stuff, I keep my mouth shut. And not that I'm afraid to get into any kind of debate with people, is that I don't have time to deal with people acting like children. I don't have time. And I'm not going to make time for that.
No, we don't. And in the paranormal community, outside of politics even, we should not have to have, there has been sexual predators amongst us. We got rid of them.
Yep.
Well, we don't associate with, I don't know who else does, but most of us do not once it's known. Now, granted, you do have to know what you're talking about before you put it out there.
Yes.
You can't accuse somebody of something without proof. You need the receipts. Now, yeah, there's lots of okay, so there's sexual predators and there's somebody who might have had I don't remember what they call it, a sexual assault. It's not an assault. Anyway, where
like,
you get caught peeing outside your car.
Oh, that
Okay,
yeah.
that's-
Well, no, it's just probably a sex offense because in some states,
It is.
urinating
It
out in public is considered a sex offense.
Right. So you have to do your research. Did they pee outside their car? Or did they get caught with child pornography? Or did they hurt a person? Did they rape somebody? Did they do something like that? Or were they peeing outside their vehicle? You know, you can't smear somebody's name for something that's stupid.
Yeah.
But, you know, there is, I would not feel safe going somewhere and investigating with somebody in the dark who's a rapist.
Well, you guys remember that almost happened to me a year ago with someone who really fooled
Yes.
a lot of people, and I was supposed to meet up and investigate with him in Central Illinois, and even though I'm glad we found out who he really was. Still, just the very thought of what could have happened still really freaks me out.
Well, yeah, I mean, we don't know. And I have started to where when we're looking, you know, somebody is wanting to join us. Or, you know, before I'll take it to Jeremy, I've done the background research, which just hasn't happened in a long time. But
And that is something that a lot of people don't do, and that's background checks. And
Yep.
that is something that is essential
it
if
is.
you want to bring somebody onto a team, doing a background check. But the
Absolutely.
problem is sometimes with these people, they are so good that nothing is going to show up on their background checks.
They haven't been caught. Yes,
Right.
that's true. If they haven't been caught.
Yeah.
But the first time that somebody comes on to somebody unwanted, first time somebody comes on to somebody in an investigation, they're gone. I don't care if it's wanted or not wanted. That's not what we're there for.
Right.
But, you know, there are signs. We want to think the best of people, and I'm the worst about that. As harsh as I am, I try to think the best of everybody and make excuses. But when it's in your face,
Some
See,
people
I mean, even though I kind of learned a little bit, kind of something like that in a way from watching. I don't just, of course, watch, you know, just paranormal shows. I watch some of the crime shows too, and I like from Investigation Discovery. I watch. I don't know if you guys have ever watched that show, Evil Lives Here. You ever watch that?
Yeah,
That's
every night.
real good show. Very, very horrific, disturbing, and of course very sad at the same time. But I've kind of been learning kind of a little bit about the show that, you know, regardless whether it's a family member or not, that these people may look normal on the outside, but deep down inside, it's pure evil. And of course, and ironically, one of the most recent episode, because I'm trying to catch up. I've gotten up to like season 5 or season 6. The most recent episode that I saw, how ironic was this? Was when they interviewed the sister of John Wayne Gacy here in Chicago. And it looked like from everybody, he was, again, as we all know, he looked like a normal everyday citizen, but deep down inside, he was a horrific serial killer.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of interesting that we're on this subject. I was telling Kate about this about a week ago, not even then. I'm actually writing a story based on a sexual predator. Adrian, you might remember this one. Do you remember the Casanova killer?
Yes.
I'm actually writing a book based on him, and I am doing it from the perspective of his victim.
Define normal. Robert, normal is somebody who doesn't does not do unwanted gestures or actions to somebody.
See what Kate wrote, by the way, Adrian. She's made a
I
really
cannot
good.
see hers.
She said, Adrian, you're such a strong lady, so wise. Respect to you. I love listening to your experiences.
Thank you, Kate. I'm harsh. A lot of people take that the wrong way.
Yeah, they just got to get to know you.
Well, and one other thing too about these background checks, and this is also what I'm concerned about too. Again, not trying to go back to this, but like I just said, the chances that some of these people who participated in the riot are going to be released now that he's back in office. It's scary to think that what was originally maybe a 10-year sentence or so, they've now are only going to be ending up like 2 or 3 years serving. And I know it's going to have a lot of people really, really upset, including even ourselves, just the thought that these people can get out and their records will be sealed and no one would know that they committed, these crimes. Even if you found evidence for it, it's like, well, it's not on my background check anymore.
There are certain things that cannot be sealed. There are certain things that cannot be sealed, but from my understanding is that most of the stuff that is sealed is from when somebody did something when they were a juvenile, and it's not something that's like really bad, like a sexual offense. I don't think anything sexual is allowed to be sealed, but
right.
If somebody that's a juvenile and they go out and
Right.
steal a car or whatever, something like that, I can see that being sealed.
Yeah,
because it's juvenile.
It's a juvenile and more of a minor crime for the most part than sexual assault.
So when it comes to sexual assault, there ain't nothing minor about that.
No,
Except
and it can't be sealed.
The minor it's done to.
Right.
It can't be sealed. But here's the thing. The people that did that protest are on TV. That's number one. They're on TV. Number two, there are things a president cannot do. As much as he wants to talk some shit, there's things he cannot do. But he has threatened. Now, whether it's a threat and he was just talking, I don't know. But he has threatened to revenge his enemies. That's a problem. Thank you, honey. Wow, that's a lot.
Okay, so on that one, I have not heard that, but when he said that, can you say in what context?
He did not. He did not. That's the problem.
Okay, because I know there's a lot of times when somebody puts out little video clips, they only show that one person said, but they never show, okay, what came to this? Why did he say that? And did he say that in a different context from what everybody is portraying that to be?
But look at his demeanor and look at his, past things.
I have said from the beginning, he is a public relations nightmare.
Yes.
He is not eloquent in what he says. He is not. He
doesn't have any truth in his talking.
He does not have that political way of talking like most of them do. I have said this before. When you talk about the presidents of the past, to me, the best talkers in recent years have been Barack Obama and Ronald Reagan.
Yes.
Those two were the best talkers out of the last.
But Ronald Reagan was an actor.
Ronald Reagan was an actor, yes. But he also used humor in a way that brought the people in. But at the same time, it was the 80s.
Yeah.
A completely different time from what is now.
Okay. Honey, I guarantee you were put in a position, then the older you get, the less you care. So when you're put in a position that you have to, do something, You will. I promise you.
I don't know how Reagan was, when it comes to truth and lies and all of that. I know that it comes from the job.
Oh yeah.
But from the clips that I saw is that he was very honest in what he had to say.
Reagan was one of the few. I've heard many veterans say they were very proud to serve under Reagan.
That he was
And-
probably the last great president we had.
And
Reagan?
that once
Reagan.
Reagan left, they did not re-enlist.
You see, and I don't really remember very much from like again. I know everyone has different opinions. I mean, to this day I still really liked Obama. I mean, and I'm not only just saying that because again he was from Chicago himself. Not saying I think
I didn't know he was.
yeah he was. And in fact, I don't know if you guys know this. I mean, and this goes for every former president. Is that even after when their presidency is over, their home is still surrounded and guarded by law enforcement officers. So like
They have the Secret Service for the rest
yeah,
of their
they do.
life.
In fact, I remember even like 15 years ago, it's still fresh in my mind where I used to see kind of like a social worker who lived in the downtown area. And we this was like back in the early 2000s when we first started to go see him. And normally when we would head down to his neighborhood, it was primarily easy to get to. Traffic, of course, on the highway, but once we actually got to his neighborhood, it was pretty easy. But ironically, once when Obama became president, we didn't realize that we were not too far from where he and his family lived. So that whole perimeter area was blocked off by the cops. So it made things kind of difficult for us to go down the path we normally would. So we had to start taking a different pathway to get to my social worker's house. So, and of course, at that time, I didn't know that they have that Secret Service. I do now, but to this day, he still has that Secret Service. Every former president that's still alive still has it.
Yes, because there's always, people that are angry about what they did or whatever. But Mimi asked, what about Elon Musk? Why? And do you guys
going to get Russia with
think
China?
he's going to get with Russia and China? I think he is with the other person, and the other person is in bed with one of them. The other one came out and said, more power to you. He, my friend. So
3 guesses who that one is.
Yep. Well, and I got to say, I mean, like as far as China goes, I mean, yes, there's a lot of controversy, but we still need China for like the manufacturing and that kind of stuff. So we really still depend on them.
But do we?
Do we really need that though?
Right. Do we?
Maybe
Why
not,
can't we
but
do it
that
here? Are we that stupid that we can't do it here? Absolutely not.
well, you are right on that because
Now,
I did now that you said-
on that, let's just say this. A lot of things that are made today is made like crap.
Right.
yeah, that is true.
That are made today
is true.
do not last like the ones that were made back in the 1950s and the 1960s.
Because if they last, they don't make money.
Right.
It's stupid. It's wrong. But I'm very glad to see that one of the presidents, because I was real worried that we are in bed with an enemy.
Yep.
That's an issue. We are in bed with an enemy
I
where our secrets are going to the enemy because the one person who's given it to them, they can go over there.
Right.
when you look at politics as a whole, there is always somebody in bed with the enemy.
There is.
And it
Right.
has improved even all the way back to the beginning when the Constitution started.
Well,
But-
it's not only just here in the United States. It's like that for a lot of other countries.
It is, but at least the other countries are open about it. Putin,
Well, from what I could just throw out, and I don't know, I know this is something you guys probably wouldn't hear. In fact, it's actually quite a good example. in Central America, Honduras to be exact. Honduras just had their very first female president. And yes, that's a historic moment for Honduras. But from what I'm hearing from a lot of people that live down in Honduras is that she's not really, yes, they're happy that they finally have a woman, but from what I heard, she's not doing such a very good job according to what they're saying. I don't know exactly what the details are. It's just that it's almost like they're kind of thinking we could have had someone better, that kind of thing.
Right. But
we could have had someone better on this election, but we didn't.
That too. So Honduras is kind of in a similar situation. I mean, a lot of people unfortunately think Central America, including Honduras, is full of poverty and danger. And while that, yes, that is the case, that doesn't mean that those countries are still being ran by a president. They still have elections and stuff like that. It was just so they're kind of in the same boat as we are.
The problem with our government is that they say it's ran by the president and the House and the Senate and all that. I disagree. I think that the government is ran by the big businesses that have these politicians in their back pocket. And that's why
that's a really good theory.
Yeah, and that is why we have certain policies out there that are so screwy that it messes with people like us.
mm-hmm.
Yes, it does. It does.
I could really go into great detail on this, and I have in past shows, and I really don't want to rehash it. But the problem is that these politicians, even though they all swear that, I'm the good guy and all of that, and I'm coming here to make change. But when these businesses come out here with a cash full of money, it is very hard for them to turn that down. Because they know that if they don't take that offer, somebody else will.
Yep. Well, and the scary part is now, I don't care what side you're on. The scary part is now the House, the Senate, and the president are all Republican.
Yes.
That means there's not another side to this. There's not another voice. And that's not okay.
Last I checked, the House was pretty close, like less than 10 people apart, and they still didn't have all the states in.
Not for long.
You guys would probably know this, but like if you look at a state like mine, Illinois, yes, it was voted. It became It was a Democrat. It was voted blue. The only reason why it became blue was because of us here in Chicago. Because if you go, you've already kind of said it before, Adrian. You're like, you go down to Southern Illinois or so. I know you said that's normal, but it's different for us. That's more farming community. The rest of the state would have been Republican. The only reason why, again, Illinois became a blue state is because of Chicago. And that's actually another reason why a lot of people down in Southern Illinois, unfortunately hate us for it. And have always requested about trying to cut Illinois into two separate states. So it's like, and it's not even just on politics. I mean, it's about everything, basically. There's been quite a bitter rivalry between us people here in Northern Illinois and those who live down in Southern Illinois.
So they're wanting you to have your own collegiate vote compared to the rest of the state.
And it's not just on votes. It's just the differences in lifestyle, culture. Because, again, we're more of, the suburbs and the city, while down there, they're more kind of a farming community. Like as I always say, I've probably said this before, they act different, they think different, they talk different, they walk different, they drive different, everything.
And that's the thing, doing a different environment. You are in a metropolitan area where they are in the rural areas.
Yeah.
And that's a huge difference when it comes to the Democrats and the Republicans.
There is. It is.
And I just checked, at least on the presidential elections, the last time Illinois went red was in 1988.
Wow. So that was even before I was even born.
Yeah. So in every election since then, they have gone Democrats. So but the problem is, this was something that I was saying on Tuesday night when I was on with Carl, because I was asking about like there are two states that split their electoral votes, Nebraska and Maine.
Yes.
And I made the comment that, it needs to be the whole state or nothing.
See, and that's why I'm really surprised that it wasn't like that for Illinois after all these years. Like it would have had.
It is that way for Illinois. It's
Oh, it is.
But at the same time, I was thinking about it after I was off that show. That when you think about California and New York City, there are more people in New York City than there is in the rest of the state of New York.
Yep.
And it's the same way for LA. LA and San Francisco, there are more people living in those two cities than there are the rest of the state. But those two cities carry enough to be able to make it go whichever way they want to go, no matter what anybody else wants to do.
And see,
Okay, I don't know if anybody else is going to say it,
Oh, Lord.
but 1988. Oh, that's Nick. I graduated in 90. Shut up.
okay.
I graduated.
I wasn't
high
born
school
till
in 90.
93.
Get your nose out
In
of
other
here.
words, Nick, you are telling Zach he's an old man.
You are. You just said, "Hey, Grandpa, give me a caramel."
Yeah. Hey, Grandpa Zach.
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, and this kind of explains again,
Get away from
now.
the plate.
This is another reason why, again, ironically, people in Illinois they want the state to be split into two separate ones instead of having continue this issue with politics, among other things. So, I think my parents and I have agreed that Illinois, I think, will eventually be split into two states, but it's definitely not going to be in my lifetime. If that ever happens, I'll be long gone by then.
The only state I can ever see being split up into two would be Texas, and I don't think that will happen in our lifetime.
That's
Now,
what I'm saying. If it does happen, it will happen when we're long gone.
Yeah, I have heard rumors of people wanting Texas to secede from the union, but I don't know if that were to happen. That may be the onset of another war.
I think it would. And you know what? I don't know if you guys remember, a few years ago, California was going to try to split into 2 or 3 separate states.
Hey, Nick, you're going to love this. You're talking about Zach being an old man. Charles Rudd said that he was
Hey,
at
Phil's in the chat. It was at Woodstock in '69. Holy cow.
Hell yeah.
That is awesome, though, that he was at Woodstock.
I was actually researching Woodstock a little bit because I had to because I was talking about that in this book that I'm writing right now, because it's set in 1978 and she was doing a little flashback about free sex, and there was a lot of free sex happening at Woodstock. So I had to do a little bit of research on Woodstock.
It's called free love. Free love, not free sex.
Free love.
Free
Yeah,
love. Yeah, that's what I was going to.
That's what I
It may
meant.
be involving that kind of stuff, but it's not. That's not the official title.
But
Huh?
No, I'm saying it may not say on the official stuff saying free sex, drugs, and stuff like that, but it may involve it.
no,
but
she's right. It's free love. That's
what I mean, yeah.
what I was saying. It's free love and a whole lot of sex going on.
Everybody loved everyone and was higher than a kite. We need to go back there.
I actually saw. Okay, so quick funny story on this. This was because I've seen a lot of oldies concerts. I've actually seen I forgot what his last. I know his name is John. He's the lead. He was. I know he's still alive today. He's the lead singer of Creedence Creedwater Revival, CCR, and
John Fogerty.
John Fogerty, yeah, that's who it is. Yeah, we saw him several years ago, and he actually told a story about that because CCR took part in Woodstock. So he said, again, keeping it real short, he said that in 1969, he and his crew were invited to this event that's called Woodstock. Now, of course, like a lot of bands, they didn't really think much of it, when they were invited. They just thought it was just going to be another concert or festival like they've always done before. Well, they went to Woodstock, and obviously, not surprisingly, because I don't think they performed until later that night. Like, I think it was either the first or second night of the event. And so when they performed, they said almost half of the people in front was completely nude. And they were also completely out, from the drugs and stuff that they were doing. And they're looking around what the hell is all this? I mean, they didn't want to, they didn't really, I guess they weren't really expecting it, but they still proceeded like usual. And they thought no one was enjoying it because they were all high as a kite, like you said, Adrian. But he said that there was somebody all the way in the back who had a lighter of some sort. He's like, don't worry, John, we're with you. So they were almost ready to call it quits, but because of that guy all the way in the back that they could barely see in the dark, that's what made them continue performing in front of all these high folks.
Well, when what you were saying earlier, they thought it was just going to be another concert. They didn't realize it was going to be as big as it was. I think the truth can be said about pretty much all major history making events. Nobody knew that Woodstock was going to be as big as it was. Nobody knew that the Super Bowl was going to be as big as it is. Nobody thought WrestleMania was going to get to the level that it is. All of these huge events, it just starts out as an idea, and you just don't know where it's going to go until you actually get there.
Well, I mean, think about it. Every era, which is about every generation, comes up with more and more and more. Let's go back to, the pyramids.
Yep.
The writings on the pyramids show aliens. They show aircraft. They show things and probably spirits. They show things that we don't see. Other cultures show, their dead. They honor their dead. China honors their dead in their home until they can have a proper burial. Those people lay there for 10 years until they can have a proper burial. Just the Indians, they did what they believed. They put them up on the flats and let Mother Nature take care of them. Some burned them and put them out in the water. But every generation and every culture has something different. But the trend to all this, besides the pyramids, is we're all evolving. I think the pyramids were much more evolved than we are. That Egyptian era, it was much more evolved than we are right now. Much more intelligent.
Actually, Adrian, I'm going to tell you this right now. I am currently watching the 18th season of Ancient Aliens.
Oh, that's awesome!
And some of the structures that are being featured on this, they are showing much more advanced structures that were built long before the pyramids were.
Right. So I think we devolved and are now evolving again. Because now mediums, psychic, yes, there are absolutely fakes and whatever else, but we are becoming more, and I don't like the word woke because they use that as a derogatory term.
It is a derogatory term, really.
It is.
It's really not, because
it's not.
No. I mean, they're using it as that, but why is it? We are waking up to using more parts of our brain.
Okay, that part I do agree with. But the thing is, the derogatory part of this this whole woke bullshit is that they are saying, well, okay, we got this new movie coming out, but it's got a transgender lead actor or actress in it. That movie's woke. The hell it is.
Yeah, yeah.
I just got to read what Robert, by the way, said. He said, imagine if cell phone cameras were back at Woodstock. Oh, God. That'd be all over the place.
What the hell? Husband, it's your turn to dust Grandma? They don't dust them, sweetheart. They let them rot.
You know, just one more thing, too, about Woodstock is that, you know, all the bands that, not all the bands. You guys know that there were several other bands that were originally supposed to take part in Woodstock, but they didn't take part in it because, again, they didn't think it was that big of a deal. Of course, some of them also couldn't do it.
Not all.
Well, no, because I remember hearing from bands like Simon and Garfunkel and the Beatles that were offered to take part in it. They couldn't do it, not necessarily because they didn't want to. It was around the same time when they were recording new albums.
Right. Yeah. So, but at the same time, you know, nobody knew what Woodstock was going to be. Nobody knew that. They were only expecting 50,000 people to be there, which is basically a stadium show.
Yes.
They weren't expecting, what was it, 1 million people?
Yeah, at least. Yeah, I'm just going to...
They weren't expecting that.
Yeah, see, I'm just going to throw a few examples. Like I just looked up decline invitations or misconnections. Yes, the Beatles were recording Abbey Road at the time and on the verge of breaking up. Promoter Michael Lang, realizing the Beatles were not an option, invited John Lennon and the Plastic Ono Band. Due to Lennon's position on Vietnam in 1968 drug bust in England, Richard Nixon, the U.S. government, reportedly did not want him in the country. Apple Court sent a letter to the promoters offering the Plastic Ono Band, but the letter arrived as promoters were losing the location in Wallkill, so distractions did not allow arrangements to be finalized. Mm-hmm. The Jeff Beck group disbanded prior to Woodstock. I deliberately broke the group up before Woodstock, Beck said. I didn't want it to be preserved. Beck's piano player, Nicky Hopkins, did perform with Jefferson Airplane, on the other hand. I'll just read three more because there's too many of them. Eric Clapton wanted English supergroup Blind Faith to play the festival, which occurred during their only tour, but was outvoted by the rest of the group. Blues Image agreed to appear at the Woodstock Festival. According to a 2011 interview with percussionist Joe Lala, their manager did not want them to go and said, "There is only one road, and it's going to be raining. You don't want to be there." The band instead took a gig at Binghamton, and finally, the Byrds were invited, but chose not to participate. That Woodstock would be this is what we were talking about, would be no different from any of the other music festivals that summer. There was also concerns about money. Bassist John York later said, "We had no idea what it was going to be. We were burned out and tired of the festival scene." Actually, I'll read one more because this is from our local band, Chicago. Chicago had initially been signed to play at Woodstock, but they had a contract with concert promoter Bill Graham, which allowed him to move their concerts at the Fillmore West. He rescheduled some of their dates to August 17th, thus forcing them back out of the concert. Graham did so to ensure that Santana would take their slot at the festival as he managed them as well.
Okay, so Kate, very good idea. You're in charge of getting the groups together. How about that?
Said.
Actually, I was going to tell Kate that had already been done.
Well, but she's talking about the groups actually doing it. So she's in charge of getting the groups together.
You know, something like that was something we desperately need right now, again, at times like this. And I'm not, again, just talking about, like everything that's happened, with the most recent election. I'm talking about almost everything at this point.
Well, the problem is, and things have really gotten bad these last couple of years. And And a lot of it has to do with how to put this delicately, even though we know I'm not going to.
Don't even
Not
try.
surprised.
So there are a lot of hurt egos out there. There is a lot of jealousy. Because certain people are able to figure out a certain formula to make themselves famous via faking stuff on YouTube.
I know.
Let's see. And everybody is saying, well, what about me? What about all this work that I have been doing and this, that, and the other? I'm thinking, okay, yeah, if you're doing all of this work and if you're actually making a difference, who cares if you got 2 million followers?
Yep.
Kate, it has been done. I did it back in 2020.
Look on YouTube, Kate. We are
Yeah.
the world.
I'll send it. Well, no, it wasn't. Well, you guys did, yeah. Then we did another one, and well, wait, I thought that was we did.
We did. You are the world.
Yeah.
We are the world.
Did You Are the World? We Are
We
the
Are the
World
World.
in May of 2020.
Mhm.
It Ghostbusters for Halloween, and then I heard the bells on Christmas Day for Christmas.
Which that was kind of my debut of becoming not just being in that video, but basically making my debut on the network. Which and
Look
that's
it up,
I'm
Kate.
surprised we haven't done something.
Ignore our
similar.
voices.
Yeah. And the other, I'm just going to throw this out too, like with people that, like you were just saying about the followers, the evidence and stuff. And, I've recently heard rumors, I don't know if you guys have seen it yourselves, that, and I used to watch them. I don't really watch them as much anymore, especially after with what I've heard, but I actually heard supposedly that Sam and Colby have kind of cheated some of their evidence. And I heard somebody said that they actually took their evidence, his evidence without his permission and make it look like that it was their work when it really wasn't.
No, I heard that too. They took his evidence without asking him, but they did do like a split second credit in the thing, but he did not give them the okay to do that.
I kind of changed after because I didn't really watch them very frequently. I mean, I saw them like if somebody was watching them. I wasn't too crazy about them. I mean, prior to this, I thought they were okay, but I just wasn't that, even though they were ironically around the same age as me. But after when I found out about this whole thing, it's like thinking, you know what? I don't know if I want to see them anymore from what I heard from this one individual that said that some of his footage was taken by him without even his permission.
Once you become famous, you also become the butt.
These guys don't even show up at Paracons to even explain stuff like that. And I know not everybody doesn't go to Paracons. I get that, but you would have thought that they would have made at least one public appearance or something like that.
Once you put yourself out there, you're vulnerable.
Kate, I am going to send you a link, and it'll be right at the spot where the videos start.
Yeah, you got to check it out, kid. Especially since, even though I'm trying to stay focused on Thanksgiving, the fact that Christmas is not too far away, it's definitely a good time for you to check it out, kid. I think you're gonna love it.
I play these video, at least the Christmas video every year for Christmas. Come on.
Are you sending her the one We Are the World?
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can try to find the other one.
That one was really good because it was at a really traumatic time for everyone.
I really wish to this day when you guys did We Are the World along with Ghostbusters, I really wish to this day that
there we go.
I only had a little bit more notice about, because you guys know I would have been more than happy to take part in that. But I wasn't part of it at that time.
I didn't
You
know
weren't paying
you.
attention.
I didn't know you at the time.
I try to pay attention as much as I can, but I didn't get notice about it either.
Well, now you're involved. So no excuses.
For that.
What was that, Adrian?
Now you're involved. No excuses.
Yeah, I am. Well, yeah, I am now, but at the time I wasn't.
Nate, I have sent you the link. This is actually the link to the full things annual video that I do every year. So the whole thing is an hour long, but I put you at the time stamp so that when you click on it, it'll take you right to the beginning of the first of the 3 songs.
If I could also just throw something else out, because I don't know if you guys know about this. It kind of is involving kind of not really world crisis, but it is involving another country that's going through something. And believe me, this is actually a country we really don't have good relations with, but it's still worth giving a shout out for those who are affected. I don't know if you guys have heard that there is currently another hurricane that's in progress right now. I don't know if you guys heard about that, or Hurricane Rafael. It just went through Cuba, along with also part of Panama down in Central America. And from what I heard was they were hit pretty badly from.
You know,
They did do something.
that notion that we're not in good standing with other countries, you know, with some of the presidents we've had, the countries are laughing at us.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. But
Well, and you guys know this all too well with the international connections I had. I actually, you guys know I have reached out to countries that we don't necessarily get along with, but I've always learned that even though, yes, they are laughing at us, or even if our governments don't get along, that doesn't mean that you still can't be friends with people as long as you respect each other, regardless of where you're from. And that's
our
kind of been
government.
kind of
That's
my
not us.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of my purpose when I try to reach out to countries that, yes, we may not be on the same page, but it doesn't mean that you still can't be friends with people regardless. That's all that
Yeah,
boils
that's our
down to.
government.
So,
That's not us. This is the same country that brother fought against brother at one point.
yes.
So
Well, and that's why I want to.
Yeah.
That's why I still want to, in this case with Cuba, give a shout out for those who are affected by Hurricane Rafael, because in the end, there's still people at the end of the day. You still have to worry for them because they're not as, there's a lot of countries, as we all know, that are not as fortunate as us or have the shelter, to prepare for such a disaster like that. So,
well, and their government is governing them. Our government is governing us. That doesn't mean it's us.
it's not
We
very,
don't have
they're
the
not very much
same-
different.
Yeah, we don't have the same feelings as our government.
Well, and that's why I feel more on this for the people there, because I'm just going to say this real quick because I know we got to end, but Hurricane Rafael, I've been following it since, it did form as an African wave like most hurricanes do. But what is unusual about this is this lateness of the season. And it's really surprised me and a lot of forecasters. Currently right now, Hurricane Rafael has become a monster Category 3 hurricane. That's very unusual. That's a very rare event. Nobody expected Rafael to get this strong and really affect anywhere. So it's really, I know 5 people are currently confirmed dead in Panama, mainly from the landslides from this hurricane, but it's probably the death toll is probably going to continue to get higher, in this case from Cuba. And they're even saying there's a good likely chance it might hit the coastal United States, like Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, or even possibly Florida. They actually said, in addition to what it's already hit, in this case, Panama, Jamaica, Cuba, and also a part of Colombia and South America. One person is confirmed dead in Colombia. If it does hit the United States, this will be the first ever hurricane in U.S. history to have ever hit the United States during the month of November.
Yeah, things are strange right now. Kate, let me know what you think about that. I'm curious.
As Nick said, we do have to start wrapping up. So next week, is that correct, Nick?
Yeah, on the 14th.
Okay, so next week we are going to have Nicole and Noel from the Quite Unusual podcast.
Which I'm just going to throw a little intro. I actually met them when I was at the Michigan Paracon. Really really nice ladies. I mean, I'm really excited to chat with them again. We formed a really good friend. I formed a really great friendship with them. And the best part about them is too, they also live locally within my area. Literally, they were like 15 minutes away from me in Des Plaines. So these are also one of the few guests in this case, for my case, where we were going to have some locals over. I'm really excited to chat with them. They're excited about it. I think you guys are going to really like them. So they're really nice.
Awesome.
And Jeremy, if you can you send me the banner for it? Because I think they were asking for it.
I hadn't even had time.
There's no rush. They're not in a hurry for it, but just whenever you can.
There is no rush. I need to make it before I make up the studio for this.
Yeah, that too.
I need to have the banner done tomorrow.
That's true.
So in addition to that, don't forget tomorrow the 13th Dimension comes back. I will have John Griffin II from
nice.
Research on. We will be talking about his new series and possibly talking about the new song that I wrote that he's using on that series. Also, I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the show. The 2024 Christmas card exchange is now going on. Deadline is next Friday to get, if you want to be a part of it, the deadline is next Friday to get me your address and your email address, because that's how I'm sending it out this year. I'm sending a list out through email, and you must message me. I can't. I don't get notification from all of the posts that I make, and I can't just assume that somebody's going to be a part of it just because they have been a part of it. You must message me with it. And then let's see. Tuesday, you guys are doing Antlers?
Yeah, we're doing Antlers, which that's a movie that Don and I saw when it first came out. That's going to be really up my alley because it deals with cryptid in this case, the Wendigo.
Okay, because when I heard Antlers, my first thought was it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
no,
me
we're
too.
talking about not those antlers. No, we're talking about the movie involving the Wendigo. It came out about 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago now.
All right. So meanwhile, Myth or Mystery is on right now, so we need to get off of here. So next week we will be using one stream again, I think.
Hopefully we don't have the difficulties.
Well, now that I know that I can't stream to my page so that we can get these comments, and we need to test this out, Nick. I need you and Don. We need to get this thing tested out.
You said you wanted to do that on Saturday night?
Last Saturday.
Oh, yeah. I was out, unfortunately, that day. But if you wanted to do it this weekend, I should be around for it.
When to go? Where to go? When's he coming back? I like that.
Who said that? Oh, wait, where Robert said when to go, where to go, and when's she coming back?
Yeah.
That's funny. I love it.
All right, everybody. So we're going to go ahead and sign off for the week. We'll see you all next week. Thank you so much for playing along with us. This has definitely been a fun episode, that's for sure.
And we actually I'm just going to say we actually did a full conversation involving politics, but never got anything bad out of it. So it all worked out in the end. That's something we don't talk about very frequently.
That's because the three of us are adults.
Exactly. And that's what I really enjoyed. I'm glad it all ended up, and we don't really talk about it, but still it was a great conversation nonetheless.
And if anybody was paying attention, I never actually said who I supported.
That's true.
I know who they support, but nobody knows who I supported.
Sometimes it's even just best not to say it. I mean, yes, obviously we said a few things here and there, but sometimes it's also good just not to say anything.
Oh, everybody knows. We're good.
But everybody knows in the end. Yeah, nonetheless. Even if you don't, at the end of the day, even if you don't say a word about, people are going to know who you're supporting.
We respect both sides. That's all that matters.
Yes.
Okay, so
All right.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, I got to end this. I don't know what's going on. My head's starting to hurt on the right side, so I better get some ibuprofen.
Okay, shh, Nick.
Have you had anything to eat?
No, I have. Well, I had a little something before I ate, but I haven't really eaten that much. I know for a fact, guys, it's not the lights because I'm used to the lights. It's something else though that's happening on the right side of my head. It's just like a headache or something. But I'm gonna need to take some ibuprofen because I don't know what the hell's going on.
I just learned something new. I was in the media tab getting ready to play this thing, and then when Robert made a comment, it gave me a ding to let me know that somebody made a comment.
Cool.
So
Wow.
I do like that. I do like that feature.
Yeah,
But
that's
there's
good.
features that I don't like.
Yeah, of course, we still can't see comments on the actual platform itself.
Well, that's why I'm trying to get you guys onto the admin team so that you can see comments.
Well, like
We
I said,
are on
I did
admin.
join. I officially logged in, so I just don't know what else I'm missing. So I am logged in. I just don't know what else to do.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
okay, everybody, we will see you guys next week. For some of you, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a
All
good
right,
night.
you guys have a good night.